Welcome to today's call, everyone. And I'm so excited that you're here because what we are going to talk about today could completely change how you think about your health. Okay? Hi, I'm Nilofer Safdar. For those of you who don't know me, and most of you do know me, for over 30 years, I've been helping people in more than 40 countries release emotional pain, reconnect with their truth, and find peace, even in the middle of chaos. So, as a clairvoyant, I often see things that words can't express. And my role isn't to fix you, but to walk beside you through the pain, the resistance, the fog until you remember your own power. Now, along the way, I've also written 7 books on healing and self awareness. I've hosted the Nilofer Show and the Healthy Living Dubai Show, and I've been the host of 13 virtual summits with over 300 global speakers. But more than the titles, what matters to me is that my work has helped thousands of people clear burnout, heal relationships, release blocks, and also reconnect with their bodies on a deeper level. And that's exactly what today's call is all about, understanding the hidden emotional reasons why your body gets sick and how you can begin to shift that starting right now. Okay. Now, here's the truth. And one call can open up your awareness, but true transformation happens when you keep doing the work consistently in a safe and supported space. And that's why I've created the Healing Circle membership. So you don't have to walk this journey alone. And I'll share more about this later. But first, let's just dive in. Now, here's what I want you to know right up front, okay? Your body is not broken, your body is not failing you. Your body is actually trying to communicate with you, and most of us have never known how, or we've never been taught how to listen. I mean, we are taught skills like, civics and geography and history, but nobody really teaches us how to communicate with our body. Imagine, if you had learned these skills when you were like in kindergarten, how different your life would have been, right? Now, let me ask you something. How many of you have been to doctors, have tried treatment after treatment, maybe even changed your diet, exercised more, taken all the supplements, but still you have, some stuff going on in your body? Now, you're not alone and it's not your fault. Now, here's what most people don't realize: your body actually keeps a score of everything you have experienced, every trauma, every stress, every emotion that you have pushed down under the carpet or ignored. Okay. And each of these is actually stored in the cells of your body. You know what's also stored, which is a little bit woo woo, is stuff that you've experienced in your past lives. So it's all stored in the Akashic records, and Akashic records are actually inside your body. Okay, I'm not going to woo woo into it, but we'll be working through that at some point. Okay. Now, when your body cannot handle that emotional load anymore, it starts speaking to you through symptoms. So, for those of us who are in the 40s and 50s, we were pretty much healthy. Everything was hunky dory. Everything was going well until at one point your body reached that thing, which is called the straw that broke the camel's back. For me, this was almost like 10 years ago, where suddenly, I started experiencing things in my reproductive system, and no matter what I did, nothing really worked. And it was just, all these things basically catching up with me, right? So how many of you, type it in the chat, how many of you have experienced those moments where, your body kind of started speaking to you? Type it in the chat. Let me know. And yes, and if you feel comfortable, you can also say what are the symptoms that showed up. Yes, absolutely. All of us, we all absolutely have had this experience. We all have, gone through absolutely this thing. Okay. So, and those things showed up as the headache, the digestive issues, the chronic pains. So your body is always trying to tell you something important. But what we are trying to do is we don't want that pain, but we're not actually asking what is that pain telling us, right? Okay. And so on today's call, what are we going to cover? We're going to cover the real mind body connection. We are going to actually we are going to see how your emotions literally create physical symptoms, how the emotional patterns behind common illnesses, and how to so what your body is trying to tell you. Yes, then how to identify your emotional root causes. So sit with a pen and paper like always, and we're going to do a little bit of journaling, and we are also going to talk about where to start healing, and we are going to go into the healing process that I use. But we have a lot to cover today. So let's get started. Okay. Now, this session is being recorded and may be used for educational or promotional purposes on YouTube and social media platforms. By choosing to stay in the session, you acknowledge and give your consent to be included in the recording. If you're not comfortable being visible or identifiable, you are welcome to keep your camera off and change your display name as needed. Your healing and privacy are fully respected. Now, before we dive in, let me be clear about something. I'm not telling you to throw away your medications or ignore your doctor. What I'm saying is that if you only treat the physical symptoms without addressing the emotional and energetic root causes, you're only touching the tip of the iceberg in terms of healing. Okay. Now, grab a pen and paper, get comfortable, and let's discover why your body gets sick, and more importantly, how you can start healing from the inside out. Okay? So, are you ready? Come on, type yes in the chat and let us begin. Okay, so in this part, what we are going to cover is the mind body connection, and let's talk about the science behind emotions and illness. Okay, now, let me start with the simple truth, okay? And it is your body and mind are not separate, they are one system. Let me say this again, your body and mind are not separate, they are one system, okay? Now, when you feel stressed, your body releases the stress hormones, which are cortisol and adrenaline. Yes? When you have chronic emotional stress, it creates inflammation in your body. Okay, when your nervous system gets stuck in the freeze, fight, or flight mode. Okay, and this affects your immune system, it affects your digestion, it affects your sleep, it affects your healing ability, it affects everything. Okay, now what we are going to look at is we are going to look at the emotional body map. Okay, and that is your body stores emotions in specific places. Okay, now this isn't woo woo. Okay, this is how stress and trauma literally get trapped in your tissues. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out different areas of the body, and I'm also going to talk about the specific emotions which are associated with those different areas. Okay, and I want you to kind of examine that in your own life and let me know if that resonates with you or not. Yes, so the first one is the head or the neck. Okay, and the emotions here are overthinking, mental stress, and also feeling overwhelmed. Okay, now tell me how many of you can resonate with that. The head or the neck is associated with overthinking, mental stress, and feeling overwhelmed. Type in the Zoom chat how many of you can resonate with that. Yes? Okay, great. The next one is the throat. Okay, and this one is very easy. Who can tell me what is associated with the throat? What is the emotion associated with the throat? Come on, type it in the chat or just unmute yourself and speak. What do you think is
Unable to unable to express themselves.
exactly not able to speak? Not able to speak. So, not speaking your truth or swallowing your words. Okay, swallowing your words, like you are like literally you don't speak, you just swallow your words. Yeah. Okay, the next one is chest or heart. Now tell me, what are the things associated with the chest or heart? Come on.
Grief, sadness,
Yes, there is
or
grief, sadness, feeling unloved. Absolutely, all of this, heartbreak.
anger
There,
also.
um, anger also could be, but mostly it is grief, heartbreak, and it is feeling unloved. Okay, the next one is the stomach. So, who can tell me what are the emotions associated with the stomach?
Can't
People
digest life.
can't digest life. Exactly. What else?
Fear.
Fear, anxiety, worry. Yes. What else?
Your intuitive power also is connected with the gut.
Exactly, exactly. You don't trust your gut. You don't trust your gut. That's what it is. Okay, fantastic. How about the lower back?
Money issues.
Yes, money issues and feeling unsupported. Very true. Very true. So you feel unsupported and money issues. Okay. Uh, hips. What about the hips?
Moving forward.
uh, Hips is a lot to do with stored trauma, feeling stuck, and relationship issues. So if people have a lot of stored trauma, and if they, like for example, start doing hip opening sequences in yoga, or they start working with the hip in the yoga or in Pilates, they will find that a lot of their trauma starts getting released. And the way it gets released is it all comes to the surface. But if you don't suppress it and you just kind of allow it to pass, it will go away. Okay, so let me like share with you a story. I had a client, and she had this chronic shoulder pain for more than 3 years. And when we worked together, we connected with her emotional root. And it was like she was carrying the weight of the family since her mother got sick. Okay. And once we energetically released that feeling of carrying the weight in her shoulders, her pain went away. Okay. And I think in one of the healing circle calls as well, we were working with somebody who had something going on with her knees, and the thought that was there was, self-worth. Okay. And so when we released that, immediately that pain kind of vanished. Okay. So now let's go into some of the common illness patterns and let's go into their emotional roots. Okay. So
Sorry, Anita, so knees is lack of self-worth. So if you have pain in your knees,
these are generic, okay? But you see, when we work together in our healing calls, we are able to work to identify what is it for you specifically. Yeah. Okay. So what we are doing now is we are going into common illness patterns and we're going to go into their emotional roots. Okay. So let's begin with digestive issues. Okay. The root cause is not being able to digest life experiences. Now, if you resonate with any of this, you can just, write it down, because later when we do the actual healing, we will kind of include everything. The emotional patterns are anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, and not trusting yourself. So, the question to ask here is, what in your life feels hard to process right now? Okay, and quickly take 1 minute and write this down. What in your life feels hard to process right now? And if anybody wants to say, just unmute yourself and speak. What in your life feels hard to process right now? Relationship. Okay, great. Now, don't just come up with one word answers. What I would recommend to you is connect with the feeling, and write down a phrase about it which would say that. Okay. The next one is headaches or migraines. Okay. The root cause is mental pressure, overthinking, perfectionism. The emotional patterns are trying to control everything and mental overload. Okay. And the question to ask is, where are you putting too much pressure on yourself? So answer this question, everyone. Where are you putting too much pressure on yourself? And even if whether you resonate with that or not, see if you can find an answer. Because if you have an answer to that, that means something around that is also entangled for you. Okay, where are you putting too much pressure on yourself? The next one is chronic fatigue. Okay. The root cause is emotional exhaustion and giving away too much of yourself. Emotional exhaustion and giving away too much of yourself. The emotional patterns are people pleasing and feeling drained by others. Okay. With chronic fatigue, I'm sure that if you are experiencing that, you are experiencing, I mean, this all is absolutely true for you. Okay, so the question to ask here is, where are you giving your energy to things that don't fill you up? Where are you giving your energy to things that don't fill you up? Okay. And I would just invite everyone to please keep yourself muted and only unmute if you want to speak, so that the integrity of the recording is maintained. Okay. So, where are you giving your energy to things that don't fill you up? Okay. The next one, autoimmune conditions. Okay. Autoimmune conditions. The root cause is the body attacking itself. So, if anyone is experiencing autoimmune conditions, it's the body attacking itself, and which is equal to not feeling safe and also a lot of criticism or self criticism. Not feeling safe, lot of criticism or self criticism. Emotional pattern is perfectionism, self judgment, and feeling attacked by life. Okay. And the question to ask
That was
is
lots of what? I missed that. Lots of what?
lots of perfectionism, self judgment, and feeling attacked by life. So do you feel like everyone is out to get you, or do you trust that the universe has your back? Do you trust that you have your back? Okay. So how are you being hard on yourself? This is the question to ask. How are you being hard on yourself? And I would highly recommend that everyone answers these questions, because if you are able to answer these questions, you are actually getting in touch with those patterns which are creating dis-ease in your body. Okay. The next question is the next thing is chronic pain. So if you have any kind of chronic pain, this is for you. The root cause is emotional pain that hasn't processed. The emotional patterns are old hurts, feeling victimized, stuck emotions. Okay? And the questions to ask are, what old hurt are you still carrying? What old hurt are you still carrying? And I know that I'm not giving you guys too much space here, so you can just write down one word to do with any of those, okay? And the last one we are going to look at is respiratory issues. The root cause is feeling
What
suffocated.
issue with that? I didn't hear what that was. It wasn't clear.
Respiratory, breathing
Rest.
issues,
What
breathing issues,
issues?
breathing,
Breathing.
breathing.
Okay, breathing. Okay, thank you.
So the root cause is feeling suffocated, because obviously, if you can't breathe freely, you feel suffocated and not being able to breathe freely. Okay. The emotional patterns are grief, feeling restricted, and not having space, not having freedom, also, right? So, question to ask is, where in your life do you feel like you can't breathe? Where in your life do you feel like you can't breathe? Okay. Now tell me, did anything surprise you with all these questions? Anybody wants to share? Just unmute yourself and speak. Okay. If you want to share, feel free. Now, I know that a lot of you are having major light bulb moments right now, recognizing yourself in these patterns. And maybe you're thinking, okay, I see the pattern, but how do I actually change it? The beautiful thing is, when you understand how energy healing works, you can shift these patterns quickly, sometimes in just one session. Okay, so the last question was, where in your life do you feel like you can't breathe? Yes, absolutely. Almost for every question you will be able to answer, it will uncover some kind of emotional entanglement or hurt, or some energy which is stuck in your mind body system. Okay. Now the next step is how to identify your emotional root causes. Okay, so are you guys ready? Tell me yes in the comments below if you are ready for this. Let's go for it. Okay. Cool. So, what we're going to do is we are going to do the body scan exercise. Okay. Now, here's what you do. Okay. Let's do this together right now. Close your eyes, everyone. Just sit up straight in your chair, close your eyes, and let's take three deep, long, deep breaths, okay? So breathe in slowly and exhale. And breathe in once again and breathe out. And breathe in once again and breathe out. Now, what you're going to do is scan your body from head to toe, okay? And where do you feel tension, pain, discomfort in your body? Very quickly, you don't have to spend too much time, your attention will be drawn to one or two or three areas in your body, okay? Now, wherever you're feeling the pain or discomfort, put your hand there. Put your hand in that area. If it's your heart, put your hand on your heart. If it's your hips, put your hands on your hips. If it's your lower back, put your hands on your lower back. Okay? And now ask, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Now, listen for the first thing that comes up. Don't judge it. Whatever pops in your awareness, just quickly. Anybody wants to share what happened? Did something pop for you when you did that?
Yes,
Like,
Nilofer.
Yeah.
It went to the solar plexus,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a hernia area, and it says it's stuck. And that area was autoimmune, I think, and it said something about not feeling protected. Um, and I feel sometimes that it's hard for me to push out, to express myself, to truly be heard. So I'm collecting and stuck, whether it's emotions or past hurts. I'm not sure. I don't know what a hernia really represents, but it's self attack.
So Pepper, are you trying to like emotional, like mentally try to make sense of it? Don't do
Okay,
that. Just
yeah,
whatever, when you put your hand on it and whatever things surfaced, I just want you to write it down.
okay.
Okay?
So it says I'm stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. That's it. You
Okay,
don't have to like mentally try to justify what is it and all of that. Just say whatever comes up. Like somebody
okay,
said that I need to slow down. Fantastic. Write that down. Stomach, and she says trust. Everything will work out. So write it down. Okay. So fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Now let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper with it. And let's go with the timeline. Okay. So when did this symptom first start? And what else was happening in your life then? Okay. So everyone, whatever you worked on just now, just when did this symptom first start and what was happening in your life then? Okay, look at major life events around the time the symptoms began. Consider relationship changes, work stress, losses, traumas. Okay, and also start noticing patterns. Do symptoms get worse during certain times or situations? Okay, so someone says that her symptom was a heart, okay, and she she kind of wait, hold on. She the thing that she found was that she wanted affection, and she it started when she felt rejected by her family, you know. So what you're doing is you're not judging it, you're not trying to say whether this is right or wrong. All you need to do is just write down what shows up, okay, for everyone. uh, uh, then somebody else says, when I was having lots of things to deal with. Okay. So whatever shows up for you, it's perfect. So let me say this again. When did this symptom first start? What else was happening in your life then? Look at the major life events around the time symptoms began. Consider relationship changes, work stress, losses, traumas, and notice patterns. Do symptoms get worse during certain times or situations? So, you know, I have a story to say around this. So, my thing first started, like for me, it was basically like, you know, my periods wouldn't stop. Okay. And it started right at the time when I signed the contract for my TV show, right? And oh my God, because of my condition, I, you know, almost had to cancel certain episodes. So it was that fear of being seen, fear of being visible, like this thing of, oh my God, you know, I was growing too big for my breeches kind of thing, you know. And I actually created that stuff in my body. Okay. So for each of us, there is something happening. And so let me share a few more questions now. Okay. What to ask yourself this: what was I feeling right before I got these symptoms? What was I feeling right before I got these symptoms? Now, the second one is really interesting. What situation in my life feels just like this physical symptom? What situation in my life feels just like this physical symptom? Now, if this symptom could talk, what would it say? If, like, you know, your back pain or your neck stiffness could talk, what would it say? Now, this is very interesting. What would I feel or what would I face if this symptom went away? So, like, you know, for example, if your hernia went away, what would you feel and what would you face? Now, you know, if you tell me, oh, I would feel great, I'm telling you, you are just touching the surface. You're saying, you know, what you should be saying. But honestly, if you didn't have it, what would that be? No, everyone who is answering about time and Yahoo and fantastic, you're missing the boat, my dear. You need to go deeper. You need to go deeper. If this symptom went away, what would I feel? Because the symptom is actually masking the feeling, and you actually created the symptom to cover up something. You created the symptom to cover up something. And what is this symptom protecting me from? What is this symptom protecting me from? Okay. Now, we also have the, yeah, Yeah, okay. Let's look at the mirror principle, okay? Yeah, external symptoms mirror your internal emotional state. Okay? Your external symptoms mirror your internal emotional state. Write it down. Your external symptoms mirror your internal emotional state. Okay? So for skin issues, it's feeling raw, exposed, or irritated. Like, how is your skin feeling? Is it feeling raw? Then that's what you're feeling internally. If its skin is irritated, that's what you're feeling internally. If it's dry, okay, how does the dry make you feel? Irritated, right? So you're feeling irritated internally, okay? If you have joint problems, it means that you are inflexible. It's feeling inflexible and stuck. So where are you inflexible and stuck internally? Okay? Heart problems, it is heartbreak and feeling unloved. Okay? So that's what you're feeling. Liver issues is anger and resentment. Kidney problems is fear and feeling overwhelmed. Okay. Now, how many of you had some major aha moments through these two exercises? Let me know how many of you had some major aha moments. Yep. Okay. So if you just did this body scan and got some insights, you might be wondering, how do I actually release what I found? And that's where the process that I do comes in. And here's what's amazing. You don't need years of therapy or analysis. Sometimes just a few powerful sessions can shift what you've been carrying literally for decades. Got in touch with my deepest emotions. Yeah, right? Isn't it amazing what this thing can do? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the power of energy healing, why traditional methods often fall short. Now, here's what I found after helping, after years of healing and working with people. Talk therapy helps you to understand the problem, but doesn't always release it in your body. Like, you might be doing so much of cognitive therapy, so much of whatever you're doing, stuff to clear your mind, but unless you clear it from your body, things will not change for you. In terms of physical disease and people who are on some kinds of medication, it will manage the symptoms, but it doesn't address the energetic root cause of disease. It does not address the emotional root cause of disease. Okay. Diet and exercise are also important, but if the emotional pattern is still there, the symptoms will often return. Okay. And the last one is, you can try and think positive all day long, but if your nervous system is stuck in the flight, fight, or freeze mode, your body will not be able to heal. So you also need to clear things from your nervous system. Okay. So what we in the work that we do together, and a lot of you have experienced that with me at some time or the other, is we address the mind body connection, and the process that we use, it also addresses the nervous system, right? And typically, we start a session and people will feel heavy in their heads, their body feels stressed, strained, whatever, and then at the end of the session you will feel space in your head and your body feels relaxed. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to do a short healing today. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down, how are you feeling in your head, in your mind right now? And how are you feeling in your body right now? Write down both. Okay. And on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 means you don't feel anything, and 10 means that it's really intense what you're feeling, or you're really stressed out mentally, give a number. For mind, give a number from 0 to 10. For body, give a number from 0 to 10. Okay, so what we do is we identify exactly where your emotions are stuck in your body. The process we use, it will help you release trapped energy and trauma from the body. The process also clears limiting beliefs that keeps you stuck in old patterns. It also activates your body's natural healing mechanisms, because right now, the trauma, the stuff that you're carrying in the body, it's suppressing your body's natural healing mechanism. So when you start releasing the trauma, the stress, and all of that other stuff, then automatically your body's natural healing mechanism starts working. And also, once those very dense limiting beliefs are gone, what happens is that new neural pathways are created for health and vitality. Okay, now I've been doing this work for more than 30 years, and what I've discovered is that profound healing can happen very quickly when you work at the energetic level, not just at the mental level. You address the specific emotional pattern creating your systems, and you use tools that speak directly to your nervous system. Okay, now you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true, or can healing really happen fast? I understand your skepticism, but let's go through the process, and you will see if something has shifted for you. Okay, now everyone, whatever you've been writing down, you know, now imagine that we all are like sitting inside a circle. Okay, all of us are connected in the circle. Okay, and in the middle of the circle, there is this basket. So everything that you uncovered, everything that you wrote down, energetically put everything inside that basket. And whatever is inside that basket, we are going to call it as this, THIS. Okay. So when I say this, it means everything which is in the basket. Okay. And so now what we're doing is we are going to use the mind body connection. And so we hold our hands in the pose, and the pose is this. You take your ring finger and your thumb, and you're going to hold it here. You're going to take the middle finger and you're going to put it here. And then the other hand will go to the back of your head like this. Okay? This is one way of doing it. Okay. Now, another way of doing it is you can just hold one hand in the front of your eyes, the other hand at the back of your nape, like so. It can also be a little away from your head, like this. And the third way of doing it is just hold your hands in front of your body like this and imagine your head between your hands. Okay? Any of these three work, it's perfect, whatever it is for you. Okay, now put your hands in the pose, and I'm going to speak out the stopper thoughts. The stopper thoughts are those words of doubt which are in our mind. Okay, so we are addressing the stopper thoughts here. This will never work for me. This protocol is too easy to be of any value. It might work for other people, but not for me. This issue is too big for this protocol to help. Nothing can change this. Nothing else has worked for this, and this protocol won't either. And relax. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to switch your hands. The hand which was at the back goes in the front, the hand which was in the front goes to the back. So, switch your hands, put it in the pose once again. And now we're going to say the intention for this session. This healing is on behalf of me, my family, my ancestors, all parts of me, my conscious and subconscious mind, all points of view I've ever held, every manifestation of my being in all times and all dimensions, all beings involved, and all beings who would like to benefit from this healing. This healing will happen safely and easily. And now switch your hands. This protocol is easy and could work and be of great value. I now choose to accept life, love, health, and healing. And relax. Okay, so what we did is we just, kind of activated the mind body connection. When we hold our hands in the pose, it activates the meridian systems in your body. And this, causes everything that is stored in our body to be released. Okay. Now, let's go over here. Let's go to the first step. Now, everything that you have put into that basket, we are going to call it as this. Okay? Now, put your hands in the pose. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. And relax for a moment. So now, we hold the pose for around 30 seconds to 1 minute. And basically, we are looking for an energetic shift. Okay. The energetic shift might happen that you might have a sigh, you might burp, your stomach might start rumbling, your eyes might start watering. So these are all signs of energetic shift. Okay. So, if you feel any of these, then you can just relax your hands. If you don't feel any of this, you can just hold the pose for around 30 seconds to 1 minute. Okay? Now switch your hands, so the hand which was in the front goes to the back and vice versa. All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And just relax. Okay. Now, everyone, what I'd like you to do is I want you to now look at, you wrote down those two numbers, one for the body, one for the mind, right? Now, now write down the numbers again. What is the number for the body? What is the number for the mind? Like, 0 means it doesn't feel anything, and 10 means that it's too much. Okay. And if somebody wants to share, you can also like unmute yourself and share.
Hi, Nilofer.
Hi. Hi, Naib.
Hi. So I want to share. When I started the exercise, my mind was at 6 and my body was at 8. Okay. And when I finished this exercise, my mind has come down to 3, my body's come down to 5. I also got a great insight about this particular pain which I'm experiencing from 2018. I could clearly see the incidents which led up to it, and with this exercise I was able to get like a huge breakthrough
Yeah, so
on
is
this.
that, let me ask you a question. Do you mind if I work with you a little bit on this?
Yes, no, I don't
Okay.
mind.
Okay. So, what I want to ask you is that that incident, okay, how does it feel right now? Does it still have an emotional charge for you, or has that reduced, or has it completely gone away?
It has reduced.
Okay. So, just for that incident, if you were to give it a number from 0 to 10, what number was it before and what number is it now?
I think it was a number 10, and
Mm-hmm.
the incident has come down to 5.
Okay, great. So let's work on this, okay? And for everyone else, okay, I want you to, pick any one thing which you wrote down and just give it a number and then, think about that as we are doing it, okay? So just put your hands in the pose. And everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. And in your case, it's that incident. And in everybody else's case, whatever that one thing you chose, okay? And switch your hands. This happened, it's over, I'm okay, I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And just relax. So now, when you think about that incident, what number is it? You're still muted, Nahid. It's not there anymore? Okay, good. So I think you're not able to unmute yourself. That's fine. If you can, just type it in the chat, okay? Hold on, let me see if I can,
Yeah,
ask.
I've unmuted myself. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what number is it now?
I'd say it came down to a 3.
It came down to a 3. Okay. So put your hands in the pose again. Don't mute. Oh, yeah. Okay. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. This happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. Now what is there?
What is there is that uh, I picked this at that time, this whole
Mhm.
thing, and I now choose to let it go.
Okay. And is it easy for you to let it go?
No, the next thought that came to my mind is that what if it comes back? Because
Okay.
this pain, I have been living with it for years now. It's just that I've identified the incident where it came from.
Okay, good. So put your hands in the pose and just say, what if it comes back? I've been living with this pain for so long. Can it be really so easy? Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. So now, how does that incident feel? Do you still have a charge on it?
Uh, I don't have much of a charge on it,
Mm-hmm.
just a fear that it may come back. So
Okay,
that's not going. The fear that
just
my old pattern of thinking will arise again.
okay. So put your hands in the pose.
Yeah.
My old pattern of thinking will arise again. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with all this. And relax. Now, how is the fear?
It's gone. It was a lack of trust. I was not trusting myself.
Okay, fantastic. So, like, thanks, Naid, for kind of being the guinea pig for
No,
this.
thank you for freeing me on this.
Yeah. Okay. So, you can see that these are like the stopper thoughts, these are the doubts in our head which come up, the fear, the anxiety, that this can never heal, it can't be so easy, and all of this, and that's the beauty of working in a group. That's the beauty of being a part of the healing circle, right? Because, when you are working in a group, it's like so many people who are also holding the pose while you are kind of connecting with your own stuff, and you will find that it just kind of releases very easily. And that is the magic of the group energy. The group energy, like, it amplifies individual healing. You learn from everyone's breakthrough. Like, I'm sure, like, everyone, as you're watching this, as you're reading the comments, you can identify, oh yeah, I have that. And as people are letting go of their stuff, you are also letting go of your stuff. You also realize that you're not alone in your struggle, right? And that's why I love this whole idea of the healing community, because the transformation happens much faster and it goes deeper, and that is the foundation of my healing circle membership. Okay, so let me talk about the healing circle. So it's like a monthly membership where we gather together twice a month and we experience this kind of deep healing program. It's not like a course or a program, it's a living, breathing, healing community. So we meet twice a month on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month for group healing sessions. You are also part of this healing community. Okay. And the beautiful part of it is that I actually have a thread in the Facebook group where you can go and post 3 things that you want healing on every month. And what happens is that everyone, when they do their healing, they include everyone in the healing. So you're not just like receiving the group healing in the calls, like every single day, you are receiving healing from everyone. Okay. Now, what we are currently working on is we are looking at the 5 roadblocks to mastery. And the first roadblock that we already covered was fear. Okay. Now, fear is also the root cause of many, many diseases. Like, for example, high blood pressure. If a person has high blood pressure, there are 2 things which could be causing it. One is fear, one is anger, right? So, fear has so many what you call root causes. Fear is the root cause of so many diseases. Okay, and I'm not going too much in depth with that, but that's what. The second one we did was ego. The third we did was anger. Now, anger, based on research, there are several well documented correlations between anger and disease: cardiovascular disease, immune system suppression, inflammation and autoimmune diseases, respiratory health, physiological mechanisms. Okay, all of these due to anger. Okay, and we covered a lot of this in the call that we did on anger. Now, what is coming up is reactions. Okay, the knee jerk reactions that we have, and also the next one is judgment. Okay, so these are the 5 roadblocks, and we had one call dedicated to each one of these. Now, once these are over, what we are going to go into is in depth with actual physical healing, and we are going to work with seven different things. The first one is the innate. The innate is like your smart body. It is the consciousness of your body that we are going to work on. The second thing, immune system. If you want to live longer, if you want to live a good life, you need to have a strong immune system, right? But if you are carrying thoughts, feelings, emotions stored in your body, guess what is impacted? Your immune system. If you find that you catch cough, cold, and other respiratory conditions very easily, guess what is impacted? Your immune system. So we're going to work in depth with the immune system. The third thing, we are going to work with intuition. Okay. You might say, what is the correlation between intuition and the body? Remember, we spoke about, not trusting your gut, not trusting your intuition, and that causes digestive issues. That's where the intuition is. Your intuition keeps talking to you and you don't even listen to it. So that's what we are going to look at. We are also going to look at.
Did it freeze or is it just me?
Hi, can you all hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Now
Yes,
we
we can
can.
hear you.
Wait.
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you able to hear me?
We
Yes,
can
yes,
hear you,
Nilofer.
but we can't see
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. I just got a phone call on my phone and wait, let me connect once again. Give me a moment.
Recording in progress.
Oh, okay, just give me a moment.
We can't hear you, Nilofer.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yes,
okay,
we
okay.
can hear
Sorry about that. Okay, so the next system we are going to look at are the chakras, okay? Because chakras are the energetic vortexes, and these are the energetic vortexes which are controlling the different organs in our body, okay? Guess what? Your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, where are they stored? They are also stored in your chakras, okay? So we are going to go through each of the chakras and we are going to clear the chakras. The next system we are going to work with is the meridians. Okay, the meridians, these are also energy lines that run through our body. So we're going to go through each pair of meridians and we are going to clear it. The next one, the DNA. Okay, now the DNA, there is not just a physical component of the DNA, there is also an energetic component of the DNA, right? And so what we are going to do is we are going to look at the energetic component of the DNA and we are going to clear things in the DNA that are causing physical dis-ease in your body. And the last thing, and I spoke about it at the beginning of the call, things that you are carrying from your past life, things that are stored in your Akashic records. And the Akashic records are also held within our body. So we're going to go into those records and we're going to clear things which are causing you to have physical dis-ease in the body. Okay, so these are all the things that are coming up in the healing circle where we are going to work with our bodies in depth and clear things. Okay, so how much does it cost? It's really very, very expensive. It's all of $11 per month, right? So again, when you kind of work on yourself, like if you attend a one-off call, you experience the healing, it's great, it's fantastic. But really, if you want to work in depth with yourself, you want to change a lot of things that are going on in your body, then you are welcome to join us in the healing circle. It's only $11 per month, which is less than 37 cents per day. And also, there is no hard and fast rule. You can join anytime, you can cancel anytime. So here's what I want you to consider. What is it costing you right now to not have this level of support in your healing? And how much are you actually spending on treatments that only address your symptoms? At just $11 per month, it's less than what most people spend on a single coffee. So, how much is it worth to finally heal at the root level? Okay. Yes, you do have access to all the past sessions. It's like a Netflix library. As long as you are an active Healing Circle member, you will be able to go and watch all the past replays and so on. We also have some really special bonuses. Like remember, the root cause of disease are the unprocessed like thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So, one of the bonuses is a course called Ease with Difficult People. So, if you have toxic people in your life, then guess what? You have a lot of unprocessed emotions which are stored in your body. So, as you go through this course, you will be able to learn how you can stay calm and clear even around the most triggering or toxic personalities. The second bonus is the 7 days of success, which is like daily prompts and practices for 7 days to kind of build your confidence and momentum towards your goal. And of course, we can't forget money. So we have an abundance activation audio. So you just download it, you play it once a day and start seeing the change. And we have the abundance through gratitude journal. So I'm offering these bonuses because I want to remove any obstacle between you and your healing. This is your moment, your body is ready, your community is ready, like the group healing is ready. I'm here to support you. And the question is, are you ready to say yes to yourself? Okay, so if you'd like to join, um, uh, let me ask, just go to nilofarlight.com/nilofarlight and you can sign up over there. You have three options right now. You can either option one, do nothing. Option number two, you can do it alone, and that's great too. That's great if it's better than doing nothing. And option three is you can just join the healing circle. Okay. So the next session we are going to have is actually next week, and next week we are going to be working on reactions. See where we just react to things, right? When things just show up and you have those knee-jerk kind of reactions. We're going to be working on that. And the last session is going to be on judgment. So, where are you actually judging yourself? And where are you judging others? And I think judging yourself is much more toxic than judging others. And guess what we all do? We love judging ourselves. We love like criticizing ourselves. Okay, so do you have any questions? Um, this, yeah, this session is free for everyone today. And, if you are in my groups, so I have a free WhatsApp group, a free Facebook group, and a free Facebook Messenger group. I will be sharing the replay, the link to the replay there. And if anybody wants to join those groups, you can just, message me personally and I'll add you to the groups. Okay. So, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you all taking the time to be here and joining us in today's session. And thank you once again, and see you in the healing circle. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Nilofer. Do we do the healing ourselves, the ending part? Do we do that ourselves?
Yeah, we already did it, right?
No, we didn't do it over the years.
You want to do the closing? Yeah,
Yeah,
do
let's
it
do over the
right.
ears.
Okay, let's do the closing. Okay, so just put your hands in the pose. This healing is completely integrated now with my grateful thanks. Switch your hands. This healing is completely integrated now with my grateful thanks. And then put your hands over your ears like this. This healing is completely integrated now with my grateful thanks. And relax.
Yay.
Thanks, Shifra.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, everyone. See
Thank
you
you so
next
much.
week in
Bless
the
you.
Healing Circle. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Nilofer. Thank you.